I'm Dr. John Vanderslice, talking about another central element of fiction writing. This we're going to talk about right now is so fundamental to writing. I feel like we are talking about writing, and that is revising. As you go along in your writing career and you write more and more, you are going to realize, it's really exciting to draft something. It's really exciting to go with the flow and have an idea and get it down. But man, is it satisfying and rewarding to kind of lift something up. That if you see the act of writing the first draft as setting something down, it's the revising stage where you lift it up, make it better, make it more what really it's meant to be. I feel like writers who start projects and don't finish because they decide the project isn't worth it, what they're really saying is they haven't given themselves opportunity to revise the project, because that's where it will become what they imagine. There is almost no story about a successfully published manuscript that was just written all at once and not revised. That simply does not exist in the writing world. Okay, maybe you'll find a short poem, a 5-line poem that someone just put down and that was fine. But even poets will tell you that virtually never happens. There's a lot of revising work that goes into fiction writing, and it's not because there's anything wrong with your manuscript. It's just the nature of working on a creative piece. It takes a lot of hours, it takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of effort. But revision is so rewarding because you can see the improvement as you're doing it. All the little things you said to yourself while you're drafting the manuscript, you finally get to address. You finally get to solve, if you will. So I just want to give you your encouragement to take on the revision work that you know your manuscript needs. Because honestly, the more and more you write, the more you look forward to that. You get a lot of satisfaction. So the question is, well, when do I start revising? How do I revise? Well, I would say most writers, would agree with me on this. Don't start revising until this whole story that you want to tell is actually done. Because you don't necessarily know what the major pieces are that you need to fix until you know what the story is you want to tell. And you do not know what that story is until you've actually written. So wait. As much as that may be hard for you to do, wait. Have patience. Let your story tell itself out in draft form. Then begin the revision process. Now, I say that not because I don't take revision seriously. I take it very seriously. And I want you to not rush it and not to be scattered. I feel like if you just start addressing things immediately, you might have a very scattered revision process. So my system, if you will, revising, is to take one element at a time. To address. That is, okay, you've written your draft, you put it aside, which is always a good idea. Give yourself some time away and come back with it with clear eyes. But when you do come back to it, do not simply start on paragraph 1 and start reading it and changing it. Because what you're doing then is edit. And you do not want to get involved in the little line edits yet. You want to identify one really super important aspect of the manuscript that needs improvement. And then go through the entire manuscript just focusing on that. Often it's characterization. There's a character there that you just haven't gotten them right. Something about the personality is not really fleshed out yet, or also could be their appearance or their interaction with someone. You've had this nagging feeling that character's not right yet. Just focus on that one character. Go through every scene of the book where they are and build up those scenes, jumping through your manuscript to get to those particular scenes. What's wonderful about this is it's a real feeling of accomplishment when you've sort of taken care of that issue. You've kind of you surveyed your whole book already, and you've resolved a really important issue. Then go back, choose the next element to work on. Maybe it's setting, maybe it's dialogue, maybe it's your ending. Go through the entire manuscript addressing that particular issue. Believe me, you'll feel like this makes the revision process better and more rewarding, but also quicker. You're going to find the book coming into shape a lot faster than if you just kind of go page by page and deal with that and then deal with this. I heard someone say long ago, weird connection. This is someone who cleans for a living. And they wrote a book about it. And she said the biggest mistake people make when they want to clean their houses is they just kind of start in one room and then they think, oh, I gotta do this over here. Oh, I gotta do this over here. And it takes them longer. Well, what you want to do is just clean up one room at a time. And you do that, get that room, you're satisfied. Hey, get that room clean. And you feel rewarded. You look at your work, and then you go on to the next room. And what she said, you go a lot faster, and it's a better clean. So I kind of take that system and apply it to fiction writing and revision. One room at a time, one element at a time. Work on that, get that right. Then go back to the beginning of the manuscript, focusing on another element. You'll see very quickly kind of web, if you will, your story really coming together tightly because of that kind of approach. The other thing I would say to you is, and some writers are going to find this really hard, wait on the beta readers, okay? We all know what beta readers are. They're very important. They are the people who read the early drafts of your stories and novels. Wait. Don't pass it out right away and start getting feedback right away. Go through this process of revising the novel to address those issues that you already know need addressing. If you know something needs addressing, just do it. Fix these large-scale structural issues. I would say even then, go through and do a line editing on the book. That would be the time to very carefully go page by page, paragraph by paragraph, and resolve word usage, punctuation issues, whatever. Then give it to a beta reader. Because what you want from a beta reader is not that they tell you things that you know are wrong already, or issues with spelling that you've got already. What you want to hear from the beta reader is new ideas and perspectives on the manuscript that you haven't even considered. And that, sometimes they're hard to hear, but that's what you need as a writer. Then you can think about it and listen to it and see how you're going to put their suggestions and their critique in your work. And that only comes with getting information that you haven't thought about, the perspectives you haven't even thought about. The other thing I would say, first of all, stay connected to your book as the revision process continues. What I mean by that is, of course you're connected with the book, you're revising it, right? Well, we all know that writing life is not entirely consistent. Day to day, our schedules vary from day to day. Some days we're working a lot on a book, some days we're working less on a book. I would say don't let too many days go by in which you're not doing something on your book. You're not feeling kind of warm with it, because if you let this cool down period go on too long, you start to say, is it really worth the trouble to go to fix this book and resolve all these issues? Maybe I should just not even worry about it. Don't let that happen. Your story deserves it. Stay connected to your book. I referenced the writer Heather Sellers in another video, and Heather Sellers likes to talk about these little daily check-ins you can do with your book. It might be just going to your study and looking at your notebook or your pile of papers and just touching them and saying, I love you. I haven't forgotten about you. Another way is let's say you're going somewhere, I don't know, on a business trip, and you think you might have time to do a little editing, but you don't think you could actually be generating new material or revising significantly. Well, her idea is, hey, how about trade your draft with somebody, and they can read your book manuscript while you read theirs. So your manuscript is kind of getting worked on, just like you. Another thought I would have is when you've gotten to the point where you're giving the draft to a beta reader, start another story. The reason why is you don't want to be so invested in any one fiction project that your life as a writer lives and dies on that one project. You know, your beta readers might not give you the feedback you were hoping for. That doesn't mean you're a bad writer, doesn't mean it's a bad book. You can take the revelations of your beta readers a lot easier and smoother if you got another project started. Okay, and so yes, it's okay to start a new project if you've got your draft in good enough shape that you can then hand it off to your beta readers. So that would be an important piece of advice that I would have.